walk number 4. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of this, or at least the process of it. I am trying to get some video edited, so bear with me. I posted up one video like last night, had a burst of enthusiasm. I had a burst of enthusiasm and posted a whole, 4. Started the channel last night. Walk for life. So first official, welcome to the channel. Walk for life. Well, the snow is nice and fluffy. It's quiet today. Morning. A little quieter. I really wanted to get out yesterday just to say that I did, because it was like minus 17. It was a little bit cold though. It wasn't too cold to go out, but especially if you're prepared. But I was kind of having a poor mental health day. A couple things hit me a little hard. Thankfully, I have some really good friends who reached out. Sun feels nice. It's looking kind of dark there in the back. Not sure if that's rolling in, coming in, or going out. I guess we'll find out. Nice of the sun to make an appearance. Looks like something or someone has been on the pond today. Oh, keep getting hair in my face. I'm not a huge fan about tying my hair back. It just... my hair's pretty thin and brittle. So I don't want to generally do things that are going to make it break. Unfortunately, that leads to my hair blowing all over the place. Which, last week, so much wasn't a problem. There wasn't a whole lot of wind. But I really wasn't talking to you guys. So what am I wearing today? Well, beyond the balaclava and my toque and my running gloves, I've got my boots on, my Sorel boots, Puma base layer, and some Lulu undies, thank you very much. Puma sports bra. Puma sweatshirt. Some unknown brand of track pants. All right, our switch point. You can hear everyone. All the kiddos at the school. Sometimes they're here in the forest on that side, my left. Great day for them to be outside. Snow stopped. Everything's nice and fluffy, clean white. Wow, I'm hungry. Weighed myself today. I was down a little bit from yesterday. I hadn't been drinking much water. Unfortunately, one of the first things to go when you're struggling in terms of mental health tends to be self-care. So it affects your hygiene. Lap 2. That's a long K. Was averaging a little faster the last walk. Although, might have to reference video from my last walk. I think there was a little more, less snow. Now my GoPro, I've been recording with audio, but the only thing that's generally picked up has been crunchy snow, which I knew I had to manage my expectations as to picking up my voice, which I found through some testing. I believe the new ones are way better because the camera and the case is sort of all built together. So that was around 11 and a half minutes, I think. I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit. See if I can speed up. Today's gotta be a 6-lap day. Monday. Today's Wednesday. Monday, December 8th, I only did 5. So hopefully we go uninterrupted. Bang these out. Have to do some Christmas shopping after this. Let's see if I can find a Labubu. A cheap one. I think my daughter's gonna care. It's funny, she said that she wanted a Lafufu. I barely know what a Labubu is. To be honest, the things freak me right out. But she said the Lafufus are not as scary. But I also don't know where to get them. Oh, plow guy's back. Guess he's coming through to clean up. Shoulders back, Caspin. Now, I do have to say I was pretty surprised somebody other than my friends bothered to watch even a little bit of my walking videos, but when I went to bed there were 2 views, which I think were both me. And when I woke up there was like 8 or 9, which is pretty impressive because there's no audio really. I'm hoping with some editing a little bit of stabilization, somebody will watch the whole thing. It would be fun to kind of try some interchangeable lenses on the GoPro. I don't know if the successor to this video recorder or action cam will be a GoPro. It might be a DJI action cam. We'll see. There's a pretty good discount on the Hero 13 for Aeroplan that I strongly considered cashing in some points for. I was somewhat iffy about it because I think DJI is now down to the action, or up to the 6th version of the action cam, and it was released fairly recently. And the Hero 13 was like over a year old at this point. So good discount. Well, free. Anything free is good. But I'll try not to waste. Anyone familiar with Aeroplan points, it's like air miles. I should say not familiar with Aeroplan points. It's like air miles or any other rewards, frequent flyer based rewards program. It's definitely not as good as it used to be. When I first started flying, I think I had something like a quarter, maybe 1/3 of the way to a 1,000,000-mile status. On Air Canada flights alone. So it doesn't include all the flying I used to do into the US on United. Because I think with most 1,000,000-mile status systems, you have to do it on company tin, which is just company planes, like company branded planes. I'm sure maybe if enough people see this at some point, someone will tell me I'm wrong. I'm not sure my split is any faster. 23 minutes. It might actually be a little bit slower. Does not look like those clouds are going away. It would be fun if we get a bit of snow while we're out here doing this. Not so fluffy too. I definitely need a new pair of boots. These are great boots, but they're so old. A lot of the seams have broken their waterproof ability. Hi. Hi. And that means when I go to use it later, they're gonna be soaking wet. Gloves are working well though. I can feel my back stiffening up. Okay. Exhale. Release abdominals. Tilt back. Shoulders back. Chin up. Definitely staying warm in this gear. Need a better shell. Try to speed up. What's new in politics land? I think the Canadian ambassador to the US quit yesterday. Resigned. Not sure if that's indicative of just a perceived limit. She served 6 years, so it's a bit longer than average. But unlike someone like the US ambassador to Canada, has not been running their mouth. Insulting Americans. Looks like we're going into a NAFTA, Kuzma, USMCA. Renegotiation, so could just be to reset everything, kind of reset, negotiate, level set the diplomatic relationship a little bit. Be nice if they would get rid of Hoekstra, because that guy needs to go. I'll tell you what, Trump, this guy did a terrible job in the Netherlands. Don't know why you think he'd do better here. But I guess game recognized game. Not that we don't see that everywhere. I mean, if 1,000 monkeys could rewrite Shakespeare, I don't know where I'm going with that. I guess it was to say, to allude to the US administration being a bunch of monkeys. You know, randomly throw their poop around, make no sense whatsoever, and just cause chaos. That's a bad analogy because I just said 1,000 monkeys could recreate Shakespeare. within, I think the saying's like 1,000 years. 100 monkeys under Trump, who I guess is King Kong, might be able to run the US government. Though I suspect for it to accidentally happen, probably take 100,000 years. I think we're tracking with the previous laps, but we're not improving. What did Trump say yesterday? He had some kind of weird meeting in the Oval. Was it yesterday? Maybe it was Monday. About farmers. That's it. The bailout for farmers. I can't believe people are... I refuse to believe people have such little intelligence that they would think more tariffs on something like Canadian potash, which, if you don't know, it's pretty key to the nitrogen component in a fertilizer for crops, would improve the situation. I mean, realistically, he's giving tariff collections to farmers to ease some of the pain he's caused with tariffs. Oh, there we go. Maybe we can speed up now. I wonder how muffled this is. Got the face portion up of my balaclava, so I'll check the video. But wow, is it making my glasses foggy? feet feel tired. All right. I think last cut time was 35 minutes, 11 seconds. I feel like we picked up some speed. Clouds are moving quick. I wonder if cap cut will be done stabilizing my video from the 5th by the time we get back. It's been running for a couple hours now, doing the first 3 videos. I'll leave the playlist there just so I have a reference for the difference, but from this, from the 8th onward, videos will be posted with like the layered audio recording. And the video file stitched together. I think it's just there's a limitation for the Hero 4 to record more than like, seems to be somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes in a single capture. Okay, I'm going to As soon as I get the cut for the kilometer mark, I will adjust my posture a little bit. One of the nicest things about doing these long walks is it leaves me with the ability to like ingrain a little bit of muscle memory in my corrections. It's not perfect, it doesn't correct everything. And it does take multiple days to change things more steadily, but it has meant that my knees aren't sore at the end of these walks, and that I can crouch without my knees sounding like Rice Krispies when I stand up, which is really nice. I don't think my bed is helping. A little bit faster. This is lap 5 though. It doesn't feel like lap 5. Okay. Nice flat space. Putting my hands on my butt, relaxing my abs, tilting my pelvis posterior. Shoulder blades back. Feeling my butt activate my glutes. Turning my feet in towards center for a little bit better core stability. Shoulders back. I definitely feel it more in my butt right now. Helps to move isometrically. Shorter strides. When mid or follow the foot. Oh, nice. He's gone up this way. Switch point. So last kilometer ended at 45:10, I think. Averaging about 11 minutes, 25 seconds. 11 minutes, 15 seconds. It's a quarter, but we're not counting in loonies. Let's see, so anything less than 56:25. Should be an improvement. I know I've said this before on the channel, but I'm going to say it again and again and again because people need to hear it. When I started walking for life, pretty quickly I noticed that my need for antidepressants dropped. That's funny because how do you know when when your antidepressants aren't working? Well, you know when they're not working. How do you know you don't need them when they work relatively effectively? Well, there's lots of studies out there that talk about how physical activity is good for your mental health. Definitely not the first one. My balaclava's turning around on me. Certainly not the first one to point that out. But if you are exercising regularly, take a shot. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so of course talk to your doctor first, but you also don't need to completely stop. I mean, you really can't, because most will cause adverse withdrawal symptoms, which isn't something you want. But talk to your doctor. Step it down a bit. Just the same way he would just find your ideal dosage when you start. I started with 25 milligrams sertraline, I think it is. And then up to 50, then up to 75. I was at 100 for a little bit. Things were pretty tough a couple of years ago when I started. I mean, that matters too. My life has, I wouldn't say less stressful, but things have improved a bit. What was I talking about? Is my ADHD kicking in? Medication. Yeah, so I was at 100, pretty quickly able to step it back down to 75. That was even before I started walking consistently. But I'm down to 25 now, and I'm down to 25 like every other day. And I'm pretty sure I can probably stop it. I'm not sure if yesterday was just a bad day. Feel like it was just a bad day. I'm late taking some other medications too. But pretty sure I could stop. I don't know if it's even doing all that much when you take it. Mostly every other day, sometimes every third day. Switch point. Well, we've been lucky. The clouds have pretty well stayed clear of our walking area. Sun's kept us warm. It's been quiet. I don't hear the kids anymore in the schoolyard, so probably means it's after 1 o'clock. The plows. Sanding. Kind of went off to the side there. Ended up with a whole lot of snow in my boots. Thankfully, it's walk 2 of the week. Coming to a close. Okay. Oh. $55K, hour 3, 7,679 steps, 422 calories. Oh, I need to eat. I'm kind of hungry. All right. Everybody out there, social media land, whatever platform you happen to be consuming this on, I'd like to get it onto a few others other than just YouTube. Maybe we'll do some TikToks, I don't know. Although I'm pretty sure TikTok is only like 30 seconds long. 30 seconds long. I'll have to like cut it out, cut 30 seconds out at the start of each lap, and then stitch it together. I don't know. All right, folks, you have a great day. enjoy it out there. Get outdoors and walk for life. Hi. Hey.